चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्तवृंद श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्तवृंद ज्ञानंजन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं भूतपदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम पदाय कृष्ण कृष्ण विष्णु प्रभुपाद की प्रिय श्री गिरिराज संग समर्थ नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण कृष्ण विष्णु नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी विशेष मुखम करो श्री गुरु दीनकार So we are reading from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 13. We are on text 87. So this is the advent of Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So as usual, whenever there is a description of the advent of the Lord, then so Srila Prabhupada takes a lot of care to explain the process of the descent of the Supreme Lord, apparently from a mother and father. So we won't go back on this, but do read it from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, Advent of Lord Krishna. And Prabhupada has repeated the same thing here. So text 87. Haite haite heila garvat त्रयोदशमास तथापि भूमिष्ठा न है Mishrera heila tras. And this way the pregnancy approached its 13th month. But still there was no sign of the delivery of the child. Thus Jagannath Mishra became greatly apprehensive. So 13 months. So Mahaprabhu stayed inside for 13 months. Well, usually it is 10 months this year, right? Lunar month, 10 lunar months, so 3 extra. So great apprehension. What's going to happen? Nilambara Chakravarti Kahila Ganiya Emashe Putraha Be Shubhakshana Pana. Nilambara Chakravarti, the grandfather of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is his nana, right? Then did an astrological calculation and said that in that very month, taking advantage of an auspicious moment, the child will take birth, meaning he is not compelled, he's not just pushed out, right? So he advanced when he feels like he chooses, which day and time. 89. Choda Shata Shata Shakti Masaye Falguna Purnamashira Sanyakale Haile Shubhakshana. Thus, in the year 1407 of the Shaka era, AD 1486, in the month of Falgun, February, March, in the evening of the full moon day, the desired auspicious moment arrived. Like all of us, we know how we wait for Gaur Purnima, right? We know it is either February or March. It keeps moving. The evening, the full moon day, Falgun Purnima, right? I heard Radha Govinda Maharaj, that Krishna's mercy, I'm able to understand his Hindi. So he's describing, this Falgun Purnima. He says, we don't know Falgun Purnima, what we know, Gaur Purnima. Right? So it's actually Falgun Purnima. So, Shikala, you're getting ready, no? On 27th. You're listening to your Guru Maharaj lecture, right? So we are having a program on pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, cultural program with the children and others. So this is a preaching program. It's a cultural for the children to enjoy themselves, and philosophy for the elders to study and present. All right. So thus, in the year 1407 of the Shaka era, AD 1486, in the month of Falgun, who's also called Falguni? Do you remember? Somebody else who's called Falguni.
Arjuna. Arjuna.
Arjuna, yes. Falgun. Most probably he was born in the month of Falgun. I don't know. Falguni. February, March. In the evening of the full moon day, the desired auspicious moment of our meaning, Mahaprabhu set the scene. He makes sure, like, remember Krishna also when he appeared? So there was a full moon, was it? It was Ashtami, meaning it's dark, but the moon was full. And it was Rohini Nakshatra. And the moon was full moon and such a nice atmosphere. How come Ashtami, and that also it's Krishna Paksh, right? Janmashtami is Krishna Paksh, meaning everything is dark. But here the description is it's all light. So then it's explained that when the Supreme Lord appears, he set everything proper. The stage is set properly, and all those cosmic planets, they align themselves properly. So what is that auspicious moment? Let's read now. So if we have our own Janma Patri, see whether it's there. So here the Kundli of Mahaprabhu is given here. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrita Pravaha Bhasya has presented the horoscope of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as follows. So can somebody, just find it, that horoscope, and post it? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's horoscope, just find it and post it in our group. Now, I don't know how to read all this. So Shaka 1407, 10, what's that? 10, 22, 28, 40. Oh, okay. All right. So Prabhupada explained here. The line of numbers labeled Shaka define the time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. Okay, so this Shaka. So 1407 years of the Shaka era had passed. It was the year 1408 year. Meaning it has passed. My God, how they calculate all this? 1407 years of the Shaka era had passed, meaning it is 1408 year. 10 months of that year had passed. So that slash is 10 months of the year had passed. Then it was 11 months. 11 months. What's that 11 month? Falgun. Oh, what's that? Okay, it was okay. 10 months of that year had passed. Oh my God, how they calculate this? So 10 months passed. So it was the 11th month of Falgun. 22 days of Falgun had passed. So it was 23rd day. Oh my God. 23rd day. 28 Ghati, 11 hours, 12 minutes, and 45 Pal, 18 minutes. Okay. Had passed since sunrise. It was just after sunset. The square number gives further astrological information concerning the time of the Lord's birth. I can't make head or tail of this. If anybody knows, they can decipher this side. I can't figure this out. So it's Dinam 7, 11, 8. I'm just reading it. 15, 15. I don't know how to read it, whether I should read horizontal or vertical, I don't know. But I'm just reading it. 7, 11, 8, 15, 54, 38, 40, 37, 40, 13, 6, 23. Okay, so it will go, okay. It was 23rd, I'm seeing this figure there. Yeah. Or I read it 7, 15, 40, 30, 11, 54, 37, 6, 8, 38, 40, 23. The explanation of the horoscope given by Bhakti Vinod Thakur is that at the time of the birth of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the planets were situated as follows. Shukra, Venus was in Mesh Rashi in Aries, and the nakshatra, lunar mansion of Ashwini. Ketu, the ninth planet, was in Simha Rashi, Leo, and Uttara Falguni. So the nakshatra was Uttara Falguni, and the Rashi was Leo. And Chandra, the moon, was in Purva Falguni, the 11th lunar mention. But it doesn't say which Rashi it is, right? Anybody knows? Purva Falguni, which Rashi is that? Doesn't say. Then Shani, Saturn was in Vrikshik Rashi. Shani was in Scorpio. And Jeshta, so it was in Jeshta. Brihaspati, Jupiter was in Dhanu Rashi, Sagittarius, and Nakshatra was Purvashadha. Then Mangal, Mars was in Makar Rashi, Capricorn, and was in Nakshatra Shravana. Ravi, the sun, was in Kumbh Rashi, Aquarius, and Purva Bhadra Pad. Purva Bhadra Pad. Rahu was in Purva Bhadra Pad. Also, it was together. Okay, so Rahu was also in Kumbh, right? We just read Ravi was in Kumbh in Purva Bhadra Pad. Rahu was also in. Oh, that's why this eclipse, right? Good Mercury was in Meen Rashi Pisces and was in the nakshatra Uttara Bhadrapad. We read something before that, no? Before also we read Uttara Bhadrapad. Where did we read this? Uttara Falguni. We read this also earlier. Okay, Purva Bhadrapad. So that's Aquarius. And then, okay, this is Uttara Bhadrapad. The Lagna was Simha, ascendant. The Lagna was Simha. We won't understand how there was. Oh, okay, Prabhupada is explaining here. Simha Rashi, Simha Lagna, Uchagraha Gana, Shadvarga, Ashtavarga, Sarva Sulakshana. According to the Jyotish, so Simha, just read word to word translation. Simha, the lion, Rashi. So the lion sign of the zodiac. Simha, the lion, Lagna, birth moment. Oh, so his Rashi and Lagna both were
Simha.
Simha. Okay. Okay, so that's why there was an eclipse, right? The moon was in Leo, the figure of the lion in the zodiac. Leo with the ascendant, several planets were strongly positioned, and the Shad Varga and Ashta Varga showed all auspicious influences. Let's read now. Purport. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who was previously a great astrologer, explains this verse as follows. The Shad Varga, 6 divisions are technically called Kshetra, Hora, Trikan, Navamsh, Dwada, Shamsha, and Trimsham. According to Jyotir Vedic astrology, when the relationship between the planets and the rulers of these 6 divisions is determined, the auspiciousness of the moment of birth can be calculated. Anyway, we are not astrologers, okay? We're just reading it. In the book named Brihach Jataka and other books, there are directions for interpreting the movements of the stars and planets. One who knows the process of calculating the Ashtavarga, 8 divisions, can predict auspicious and inauspicious events. This science is known especially by persons who are called Hora Shastravid, or those who know the astrological scriptures. On the strength of astrological calculations from the Hora scriptures, Nilambara Chakravarti, the grandfather of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, had ascertained the auspicious moment when the Lord would appear. You know, like people these days, they do this, they decide time of birth, is it? They do this, they bring out the child,
Caesarean.
Yeah, cesarean. So I heard, somebody explaining that there's no way you can overtake the hand of the Lord. There's just no way. When the child, when you, the Jeev, are supposed to appear, that's when either, you'll be inspired to choose this particular day, or you plan this way, but something happened 2 hours earlier or 2 hours later, So it's like, hey, you try to navigate, like, who was this? Ravan, was it Ravan? He has, is his son? Was it his son? Indrajit was his son, but that's not very good, Indrajit, right?
Oh.
So we read that Ravan, when his son was supposed to take birth, he has captured the whole universe. So what he did, he took all the planets, he put them in the 11th house. I don't know what is that 11th house. It's supposed to be that he's invincible. But just then there was a movement and one planet moved out. And therefore Indrajit was killed. And who killed Indrajit? Lakshman, who killed Indrajit? Lakshman?
Yes,
Lakshman, right?
Yeah, Lakshman.
So there was some, only somebody who hasn't slept for 14 years, right? Isn't it? Somebody who hasn't slept for 14 years had the ability to kill Indrajit. So how much can we fool, right? How much can we fool destiny? So even the big Ravana, Rakshasa Ravana, he also tried to manipulate the constellations, but he was overpowered by the devas. Anyway, I don't. It's very, very important lesson for all of us. We should not try to play with destiny. And we should not try our luck, as we say. We should know the laws of nature. We should know the laws of karma. And we should abide. Right? We should not try our luck. Text 91. Okay, who wants to read? Anupama Madri?
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam.
अकलंका गौर चंद्र दीला दर्शना सकलंका चंद्रे आरा कौन प्रयोजना. Translation. When the spotless moon of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became visible, what would be the need for a full moon full of black marks on its body? एता जानी राहु कैला चंद्रेरा ग्रहण कृष्ण कृष्ण हरि नामे भाषे त्रिभुवन. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Considering this, Rahu, the black planet, covered the full moon, and immediately vibrations of Krishna, Krishna, Hari inundated the three worlds. Purport. According to the Jyotirveda, a lunar eclipse takes place when the Rahu planet comes in front of the full moon. It is customary in India that all the followers of the Vedic scriptures bathe in the Ganges or the sea as soon as there is a lunar or solar eclipse. All strict followers of the Vedic religion stand up in the water throughout the whole period of the eclipse and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. At the time of the birth of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, such a lunar eclipse took place, and naturally, all the people standing in the water were chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Yeah, we have previously, I think, we have discussed about this Rahu. No? I don't remember where and when. So this Rahu, so he saw the spotless moon of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appearing, right? And he thought, let me Akalanka Gora Chandra Dila Darshana. Oh my God. You say, oh, who's appearing here? And this Akalanka. So what he did, Sakalanka Chandre Ara Kon Prayojan. So this Rahu is so, this is very instructive for us. You know, when we are rising in our Krishna consciousness. So meaning that we are giving up our anarthas. So we shine more and more and more. But this demon Rahu becomes envious. If how can a moon, rise? So what does Rahu do? He wants to put its influence, right? Cover this. Considering this Rahu, the black planet. Eta Jani Rahu Kaila Chandrera Grahan. Grahan, what's the meaning of Grahan?
Eclipse.
Grahan means to eat it, to grahan karna, to have it.
Okay, Grahan. So he grabbed, right? Grahan meaning he grabbed. So Rahu, okay? So it's good, we know the language. Right? So this Rahu thought, oh, why is he so beautiful? Chandra, right? So beautiful. He said, let me capture it. But Mahaprabhu defeated him. How?
By his word,
Mahaprabhu is
by his
God
appearance,
Chandra.
God Chandra.
Sorry?
By his appearance.
Great. Chaitanya defeated Rahu.
By his holy name, Krishna Krishna Hari.
It defeated Rahu by making everybody chant Hare Krishna. So that's why, in our temples, correct, Ben is doing. So even though in so many, usually in temples everywhere, they don't do any of the ceremonies, right? This is true, they close all the temples. But in the temples of the Vaishnavas, what is going on? Food worship is going on, right? And we are chanting Hare Krishna. This is the day when you're chanting Hare Krishna. When there's eclipse. So you say, oh, no puja should be done, but here we are doing Harinam Yagya. This is Mahaprabhu. All right. See this eclipse. What does eclipse do? Chandra Grahan. Right? What does eclipse do?
It eclipse.
Causes all bacteria to flourish.
I can't hear you, Rashmi.
Mataji, it is inauspicious scientifically also because it causes all the bad bacteria and everything to flourish and everything becomes stale.
Anything else? What does what is that graha? What does it do? The moon. What does it do? What is this moon? Everybody knows what's moon, right? What's moon?
The star.
Okay, what is the moon?
Planets.
It's your mind, right?
Moon is the mind. Yes,
Oh,
moon is the
right.
mind.
So when there is this Chandra Grahan, what does it do?
It takes away the knowledge because sun is knowledge and moon is the mind, and moon corrupts. It makes our mind very agitated.
Yes. So when there's Chandra Grahan, the mind gets disturbed. Very disturbed. So that's why should we do?
Chant.
Chant Hare Krishna. So Mahaprabhu is saying here. Chant Hare Krishna. So all strict followers of the Vedic religion stand up in the water throughout the whole period of the eclipse and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. How long is the eclipse? We have discussed that somewhere. How long is it?
Varies.
One muhurt.
Not always. Oh,
It's
okay.
one muhurt only. 48. Yeah, in 5th canto, we studied that. Eclipse is only 48 minutes, meaning it's a temporary disturbance to the mind. And you're saying, Rashmi, that it creates putrefaction of all food items. Why? Because the moon is protecting all vegetation, but when Rahu contaminates it, right? So then the benevolent rays of the moon cannot protect the vegetation, so everything rots, right? So that's why we say no cook food, because it becomes rotten. Your food becomes rotten. The way they are doing all those, what they call that? GMO, genetically modified, what is that O for?
Organisms.
Organism, okay, GMO.
Mm.
That must be the prabhav of Rahu, right? Because if you see now how fast all vegetables rot, fruits and vegetables, they rot, isn't it? You can't keep, sometimes they look like plastic, items. So this must be, Rahu has contaminated some people's mind. So they came up with GMO. Well, you try to do something like that. You try to be a god in nature. So speaking of this Chandra Grahan and how to counteract it. Hari Hari. Yes. Who wants to read Devahuti?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Text 93. Jaya Jaya ধ্বনি হইলা সকল ভুবন চমৎকার হইয়া লোক ভাবে মানে মন. All people thus chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra during the lunar eclipse, and their mind were stuffed with wonder. Jagat bhariya lok bole hori hori, সেই শনে গড় কৃষ্ণ ভূমে অবতারি. Translation. When the whole world was thus chanting the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, in the form of Gaurahari, advented himself on the earth. প্রসন্ন হইয়া সব জগতের মন হরি বলি হিন্দুকে হাস্য করে যবন। Translation: The whole world was pleased when the Hindus chanted the holy name of the Lord. The non-Hindus, especially the Muslims, jokingly imitated the words. Purport: Although Muslims or non-Hindus have no interest in chanting the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the Muslims in Navadvip imitated the Hindus as they chanted during the lunar eclipse. Thus the Hindus and Muslims joined together in chanting the holy name of the Lord when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advented himself. Text 96.
Yeah, so this is how, everybody get tricked. Something is happening, right? But, it's like Krishna, Putana came to kill Krishna. But Krishna took punished and rewarded her. Right? So it's same, so the Yavanas, they are joking, but they are getting the same benefit. So the whole of Navadvip was chanting Hare Krishna. Yeah, continue.
Hari boli narigon dei hula huli swarge bodhya nritya kore deva kutuholi. Translation: While all the ladies vibrated the holy name of Hari on earth, in the heavenly planets dancing and music were going on, for the demigods were very curious. প্রসন্ন হইলা দাসদিক প্রসন্ন নদী জল স্থাবর জনগম হইলা আনন্দে বিবল. In this atmosphere, all the 10 directions became jubilant, as did the waves of the rivers. Moreover, all beings, moving and non-moving, were overwhelmed with transcendental bliss. Text 90.
Yeah, so the ladies, right? Everybody knows this. Hulla Hulli, right? Everybody knows
Hula
that,
Hulli.
right?
Hula huli,
Hula
kola
huli.
kuli.
So everybody knows this, right? What they
Hmm.
do? The ladies in, I don't know, yeah. Yeah, Hulla Hulli. So when Mahaprabhu was appearing, so there was Chandra Grahan, and everybody started chanting Hare Krishna, and the ladies, they started doing Hulla Hulli, right? So see how everybody is included in Mahaprabhu's in Krishna's pastimes, right? So the ladies also, they are doing their own Harinam. And in heaven, right? Swarge Vajya Nritya Kare Deva Kutahali. Kutahali means, Kutahali, the curious.
Kautuhal. Kautuhal. That is Kautuhal.
Kutahali. They were curious. So in the heavenly planets, dancing and music were going on. Oh, the demigods were very curious. What's going on? Right? What is going on? See, we are under watch, right? The whole planet Earth is under watch. So what is happening right now on planet Earth? We are under watch. So the devas are looking, right? So maybe the devas are also taking birth. I'm sure. I mean, our gurus, right? They are devas who have appeared, right, for the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have already read so many about his associates, right? So the devas were very curious. Yeah. All right, Indira Radha, you can read.
Text 98.
98.
Nadiya, 98, yeah. Nadiya Udayagiri Purnachandra Gora Hari Kripa Kari Haila Udaya Papatama Hailanasha Trijagatera Ulasha Jagat Jagabari Hari Dwani. Thus, by his causeless mercy, the full moon, Gora Hari, rose in the district of Nadia, which is compared to Udayagiri, where the sun first becomes visible. His rising in the sky dissipated the darkness of sinful life, and thus the three worlds became joyful and chanted the holy name of the Lord.
Wow, it's such a beautiful verse. Let's read again. So thus, by his causeless mercy, the full moon, Gora Hari, we say Gora Chandra, rose in the district of Nadia, which is compared to Udayagiri. What is Udayagiri? The
The
appearing
sun
place.
first becomes visible.
Udayagiri.
Where the sun first becomes visible.
It is compared to where the sun first becomes, okay, Udayagiri.
Uday means rising, no? And
Rising,
I
yeah.
suppose is the
Where,
sun.
yeah, where
Yeah.
the sun first becomes visible. His rising in the sky dissipated the darkness of sinful life. You see this. And thus the three words became joyful and chanted the holy name of the Lord. And we can see this when Prabhupada, right? Prabhupada went, I mean, of course now India also very sinful. Actually, because India was becoming very sinful, so that was the symptom when the best of all places becomes sinful. It means the world has become sinful. Isn't it? So, Prabhupada, so when he went to the West, which is sinful, he changed them, right? His rising in the sky dissipated the darkness of sinful life. He made them promise no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. Right? So from where did Srila Prabhupada get that power? Do you think anyone can?
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati,
Yeah, and
from his guru,
specifically,
from his guru.
No, specifically from the holy name, because he just took the holy name over there, which is
specifically text 98. Specifically.
Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again.
Yes. Right. It's not possible for a Bengali gentleman, 70-year-old, walk into New York among youngsters who hate everybody who is, above 30, right? And tell them, give up meat eating, intoxication, gambling, illicit sex, right? It's not possible. That's why so many swamis, yogis went to the West and they compromised, right? They just compromised. They dared not tell the Westerners, give up meat eating, intoxication, gambling, and illicit sex. They dared not. Why? Because they lose followers. Nobody will accept them. Prabhupada stood among the hippie movement and put that statement. Right? Anyway, I hope you read Prabhupada in America. How is it possible a 70-year-old man, a Bengali Calcutta person, who speaks such a strong accent that nobody can understand him, right? He goes, and I don't know how he managed to understand the American English. I don't know, this is like such a mystery to me. How he spoke Bengali English and they spoke New York English and they understood each other. How that possible? Right? And what is he telling them? No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and illicit sex. And he convinced, all right? He convinced devotees to today spread of Prabhupada was here for only 10 years. 10 very short years.
Yeah.
Right? He left behind youngsters, boys and girls, right? Who manifest the movement we have today. How is that possible? So here says Mahaprabhu, Gora Hari, thus by his causeless mercy, the full moon Gora Hari rose in the district of Nadia, which is compared to Udayagiri, where the sun first becomes visible, meaning that's the eastern horizon, right? Udayagiri. He's rising in, so that time, Simha Rashi was rising, right? So, Simha Rashi we read. Oh, lion, okay. He's rising in the sky, dissipated the darkness of sinful life. And thus the three worlds became joyful and chanted the holy name of the Lord. Why would the three worlds become joyful?
Because after darkness, sun became visible, or Gaur Hari became visible. Is that why?
But they even get to see lila again of Krishna.
Yes. Right? See, when we give up sinful life, what happens?
Become happy.
Yeah, when we give up sinful
You
life.
feel liberated. Yeah, you feel free.
Yes. When we give up sinful life, so it's the first thing that you're relieved of so many sinful reactions. Kleshagni. This is the first thing that happens.
Become joyful.
Right, so now, Rashmi, you want to read?
সেই কালে নিজলয় উঠিয়া অদ্বৈত রায় আনন্দিত মনে হরিদাসে লানা সঙ্গে হুঙ্কার কীর্তন রঙ্গে কেনি নাচে কেহ নাহি জানে. Translation. At that time, Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu, in his own house at Shantipur, was dancing in a pleasing mood. Taking Haridas Thakur with him, he danced and loudly chanted Hare Krishna. But why they were dancing, no one could understand. It is understood that Advaita Prabhu at that time was in his own paternal house at Shantipur. Haridas Thakur frequently used to meet him. Coincidentally, therefore, he was also there, and upon the birth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, both of them immediately began to dance. But no one in Shantipur could understand why those two saintly persons were dancing.
These are mysterious things happening, right? So, Advaita Acharya, he was in Shantipur. He was not on the bank of, he was not in Navadvip. We know where Shantipur? Shantipur. How many of you have been to Mayapur?
Hare
Okay, Amrita Radhe, where Shantipur? She's Calcutta Vasi and Mayapur Vasi. Tell us.
No idea, Mataji. Sorry, I've been to Mayapur, but
My
not
God,
Shantipur.
you don't know where Shantipur?
Between
Shantipur
Calcutta and
is,
Mayapur in between.
if you
While
don't,
going to Calcutta or while going from Calcutta to Mayapur, in between there is something.
there is two routes to Mayapur. If you don't go via Ranaghat, there is a ghat through which you can go to Shantipur through the steamer, or you can go via the road. Now the roads have improved. earlier, I have taken once a steamer to go from Mayapur to Shantipur through the Ghat. And I have been to Shantipur, Mataji. Not once, but couple of times.
Yeah, and there's a famous festival that happens there in Guru Purnima time. Shantipur, anyway.
Not during God Purnima time. Anyways, during Mayapur,
No,
via
I'm just
Mayapur.
saying, no, I'm saying there is a festival that happens. Shantipur festival, right? Then, Maharaj Kavi Chandra Maharaj, right? So he will head up that festival. So they collect donation. All of us who come to Mayapur, every year, they'll collect donation and they will go to Shantipur and they will distribute this Khichdi Prasadam. Every year, it's part of the Gaur Purnima festival. So Shantipur is just maybe an hour or so from Mayapur.
40 minutes.
All right. So Advaita Acharya is in Shantipur. And Mahaprabhu is taking birth where?
Navadvip.
Navadvip. Where? In that, under the neem tree. How many of you have been to Yogpit appearance place of, all right, everybody knows, right? So that neem tree. So it is under Advaita Acharya Prabhu. So he's in his own house, but what happened? What happened?
He got ulhasita. Andar se he was getting the feeling of joy, and then he was dancing with his hands up.
Yeah. Se kale nija lai uthiya Advaita Rai. So when Mahaprabhu appeared, Advaita Acharya suddenly he got up. Because he got the inspiration about something. So taking Haridas with him, he danced and loudly chanted Hare Krishna. How is this possible? You understand what Krishnadas Kaviraj is describing? You understand? Right?
There is a connection between Advaita Acharya and Gaura Hari's birth. Because anyway, he by his, he offered Tulsi manjaris and Ganga Jal, in frequently so that Mahaprabhu could come down. So he knew that he had come down, I suppose.
Yes. 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 Huh?
Because
Yeah.
it was Advaita Acharya who prayed for Mount.
Advaita
Yeah,
Acharya
because
who
he prayed.
prayed,
Yeah.
right? So he had
With
that
manjari.
connection.
Yeah,
Right?
there's a
That
connection.
connection. Amrita Radhe.
Yeah.
Mataji, we are seeing here that Hare Krishna Mahamantra was already being chanted publicly
Yes.
before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared.
Yes.
So that means he popularized it further and brought it to the common people. Is that correct understanding?
Yeah. Yes. Mahaprabhu didn't invent the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Just like when I'm speaking of Mauritius, Indira Radha, do you remember? Like when ISKCON came to Mauritius and everybody was chanting Hare Krishna, then in our home say, yes, we know that mantra. Right?
Yeah, but they chanted the other way.
Yes, they say we know this mantra. But
we know it.
ISKCON propagated it and make people take vow. We are going to chant this mantra. Like people speak of Gayatri mantra, right? They say chant Gayatri mantra. But here Hare Krishna, people are saying chant Hare Krishna. Right? Okay. Continue. Who's reading? Rashmi? You read? Amrita Radhe, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji.
Text 100.
100th shloka.
Yes.
Yes. देखी उपराग हाशी शीघ्र गंगा घाटे याशी आनंदे कोरिला गंगा स्नान पान्ना उपराग छले आपनारा मनोबले ब्राह्मणेरा दिलो नाना दान. Seeing the lunar eclipse and laughing, Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur immediately went to the bank of the Ganges and bathed in the river in great jubilation. Taking advantage of the occasion of lunar eclipse, Advaita Acharya, by his mental strength, distributed various types of charity to the Brahmanas. It is the custom of Hindus to give charity to the poor as much as possible during the time of a lunar or solar eclipse. Advaita Acharya, therefore, taking advantage of this eclipse, distributed many varieties of charity to the Brahmanas. In Srimad Bhagavatam 10.3.11, there is a statement that when Krishna took his birth, Vasudev immediately took advantage of this moment and distributed 10,000 cows to the Brahmanas. It is customary among Hindus that at the time a child is born, especially a male child, the parents distribute great charity in jubilation. Advaita Acharya was actually interested in distributing charity because of Lord Chaitanya's birth at the time of the lunar eclipse. People could not understand, however, why Advaita Acharya was giving such a great variety of things in charity. He did so not because of the lunar eclipse, but because of the Lord's taking birth at that moment. He distributed charity exactly as Vasudev did at the time of Lord Krishna's appearance.
Very secretive things are going on here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Nobody know what he's doing all. Actually, this many things. Mahaprabhu's pastime is very confidential and many secret things are done. Right? The exchanges between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his close associates and this Advaita Acharya. So, so he's doing something. His intention is different from what is visible to others. So apparently there is a Chandra Grahan. So in order to counteract Chandra Grahan, right? So he's giving in charity, but actually it is the appearance of Gaur Hari. Maybe I've said it before, that actually, though whenever the Supreme Lord appears, apparently it's an auspicious time, but actually he's appearing the most inauspicious times. Right? Why? Because the demons are creating disturbance. Like Rahu is creating disturbance. Immediately he saw Chandra, Gaur Chandra is coming immediately through his influence, cover up this beauty, spotless. What is it? Beautiful word here. Akalanka Gaur Chandra. Akalanka Gaur Chandra. Lila Darshana. I mean, this is how envious people are. Envious people, when they see somebody is, what's the word? Akalanka, right? Akalanka, spotless. Akalanka. Immediately, they want to throw some dirt on that person. So this is the influence, this is the style of Rahu. So Ramchandra, so it was in Rohini Nakshatra, right? That Krishna came. Rohini Nakshatra. So at that time, why did he come? And it was dark, middle of the night. Most inauspicious. Most inauspicious, right? It says when the sun is going in the southern direction, is it? According to Bhagavad Gita, the sun is in the southern direction. And so, Ashtami, which month is it? Which month is this?
Bhadrapada.
Bhadra?
Bhadrapada.
Bhadrapad. So it's everything is inauspicious, but Krishna makes it auspicious, right? So that's why for devotees, there's nothing auspicious and nothing inauspicious. You have to remember this. So when he saw that the whole world was jubilant, Haridas Thakur, oh, where are we? I didn't do this one. We have to continue this. Jagadananda Maya Dekhi Mane Sadishu. Actually, there's a different tone here. Jagadananda Maya Dekhi Hare Thore Kahe Hari Da Tumharai Chana Ganga Mora Chana Dekhi ki chukari ye arche. When he saw that the whole world was jubilant, Haridas Thakur, his mind astonished, directly and indirectly expressed himself to Advaita Acharya. Your dancing and distributing charity are very pleasing to me. I can understand that it is some special purpose in these actions. So remember that Advaita Acharya is Grihastha, right? Haridas Thakur is
Brahmachari.
Brahmachari. Brahmachari.
He's renunciant,
Hinanand.
right? He's renunciant. Haridas Thakur is renunciant, so he has nothing. Right? Haridas Thakur has nothing. But he is with the householder. All right? And he's participating. So when Advaita Acharya, he is distributing to greet the birth of the Supreme Lord, the appearance of the Supreme Lord, Haridas Thakur is joining with him and offering the same ingredients. Right? This is how we do actually. The sannyasis, how do they serve the Lord? Through the grihasthas. Right? So you're dancing and distributing charity are very pleasing to me. And so he's participating in this. So, this is very, it's such a culture, such a science. I'm not actually able to enter it because I'm not so educated in all this deep, deep culture of Vaishnav behavior, Vaishnav interactions. But this Chaitanya Charitamrita for those who are highly cultured, who live in this atmosphere, so they are able to, read and understand the behavior of, what's going on here. So
why is he saying
one minute. So this Vaishnav Achar, this Vaishnav Achar, Sadachar. Bhakti Swami, when he's teaching this Bhakti Sadachar, he's telling us something very simple. He said that this Vaishnav Achar is how do you behave in the spiritual world. And the practice is now, so when we are among devotees, so when Prabhupada is setting up an organization, he's teaching A to Z, how to sit, how to eat, how to greet, everything of course is going out of the window these days. We don't follow, I don't follow, but he's explaining that this behavior, the interactions. The interactions among ourselves is how the Vaikuntha Vasis, the Goloka Vasis, how they behave. This is our practice. So if we study and understand properly this Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we observe, we have the good luck. We have the good luck, and we should make ourselves lucky by observing the behavior of our gurus, the behavior of the sannyasis, how they interact with each other. So, yeah, what do they do? How they interact with the public? It's a science. It's a cultivation, from uncultured to being cultured, right? So training is required. Huge training is required. Culture and uncultured. All right. So our ghanti is ringing.
Just one
Yeah,
second, Mataji.
Indira Radha, tell me.
Why is saying directly and indirectly expressed?
Oh, his mind directly and indirectly. So directly meaning he is saying, Jagata Anandamay Dekhi Mane Sa Vishmay
Vishmay.
Hare Thore. By direct and indirect indication. That's why I was saying it's so much in depth, that culture, the interaction between Haridas Thakur and Advaita Acharya. So outwardly, he's saying that your dancing and distributing charya very pleasing to me, right? Outwardly, he's saying this. And then he's saying, I can understand that there is some special purpose in these actions. Right? So that's why I say the language itself, how they speak, not gross, right? Not gross, not, sometimes, oh God, where did we read this? Mahaprabhu was Hasita, he's smiling, but he's actually chastising, right? He didn't show, anyway, I don't know where, but I've been reading Chaitanya Charitamrita everywhere. So, yeah. Anyway, we are going to learn how to live by studying this Chaitanya Charitamrita. So here's one instance of how Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur, they are together. They're together, and how they're understanding each other's mind. The world is not understanding, but by their thoughts, right? They know what's going on. All right, we don't want to stop, but we must stop.
Mataji,
Yes.
in the previous verse, it is said Advaita Acharya by his own mental strength distributed charity. What does that mean by his own mental strength?
Mind. Like Vasudev, he was imprisoned, no? He was imprisoned. So mentally he distributed.
Okay.
Mentally he distributed. Taking advantage of the occasion of the lunar eclipse, Advaita Acharya, Apanara Manabale, by the strength of his mind. Dila Nana Dan. So he's standing at that because they both ran, right? To the dangers. They were in Shantipur. So Ganga is flowing by Shantipur. So now you know where Shantipur is situated. It is on the bank of Ganga. So they both ran in great jubilation. They saw, okay, great news, right? People don't like when there is Grahan. But here, in great jubilation, they run, laughing. Right? Everybody see eclipse. God knows what's going to happen now. It's like the change of something is going to happen, and people are not very happy about it whenever there is Surya Grahan, meaning Chandra Mukha is getting covered by the face of deity Rahu, right? It's getting what you said, eaten up, right? But they are running, so taking like it's so inauspicious that time. But Advaita Acharya, see, he's at the river. He's at the river. He doesn't have everything with him, right? So in his mind, he's distributing various types of charity to the Brahmanas, meaning that he will do it. By his mental strength, all right? By his mental strength, he gave. And then he's actually doing it. So that's why now Haridas Thakur is next to Advaita Acharya. How does he know? Like we said, right? Mental strength. He's distributing charity. Haridas Thakur. How does he know Advaita Acharya is distributing?
Yes.
So all this is very subtle, right? What you call this, in gross language? Telepathy, right?
But Mataji, Advait Acharya's mental strength, also this jubilation, all that, because somewhere down the line, Advait Acharya knew that now my prayers are answered, and the whole, since the whole world was getting sinful, now I have somebody, I have actually Lord Krishna coming, and he is going to take forward this. My prayers are answered for the reason. So obviously, his mental strength would have, doubled, or he must be feeling like, oh, now for the reason I was feeling so depressed, that what is going to happen to this sinful world, my prayers are answered. Here there is Krishna who's actually come in, and my prayers are answered. So that way he is jubilant, and he knows it, because he has that connect with Krishna. He is Sadashiv himself, so he knows that if not here, but Lord has come. So that way
Yes,
also he is
That's the whole
feeling.
discussion. That's the whole discussion. That he's aware, he knows Mahaprabhu has come. All right. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Chakalpataru Vasya
Kripasindu Vacha Patitanam Pavane
Vaishnavi
Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah.
Hari Hari.
So we'll continue next week.